Good morning, everybody, from this time Huntsville, Texas. We are home today, and we are doing the live chat from here. We have a couple of things to solve around, and decided to stay home today.
And it's lovely. I just love working from home.
The cat is lovely and is acting like, what's going on? Why are you here?
That's my kitty.
And a friend of ours, Suriel, just joined us the Zoom meeting.
Hey, Suriel. Hi, Suriel.
Hope you are doing well over there. And what else? You want to start with some
housekeeping stuff?
Housekeeping.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, we're now live on Facebook. If you are watching us through Facebook, thank you very much. And delighted that you're here. Unfortunately, we broadcast through Zoom, and so we're not able to see you live as things come through. Bogdan tries to keep up with it on the telephone, the comments, but we are watching. We may not get to you in time. There is also a delay, so don't think you're being ignored if you're with us on Facebook. But we've got Suriel here in Zoom. Others may join us. That's grand. Everything that we're talking about today and of our art and our art business, that's all very wonderful and informational, but I also wanted to mention that everything is for sale. This is one of the ways that we feature what we're doing in our art careers, but we also sell everything. So if you fall in love with a piece, that's not a problem. Let us know. It can be yours and we can ship anywhere in the world. So.
And everything we do, it's for you guys. Remember that. And if you want to check our work more, you can always do it on our websites, right? And let me pull up the whole complete information here. You can check our portfolio on bogdanphotoart.com or John's at johnbishopfineart.com. We also sharing a lot of artworks and the process of how artworks are created on both Facebook and Instagram, and that it's very easy. On Facebook is John Bishop Fine Art, and Bogdan's page is Bogdan Photo Art, or Instagram channel is John Bishop Fine Art or Bogdan on Instagram.
And it works, guys. I just got a message a week or so ago from a friend that I went to college with, Richard Matons, and he wanted to buy 2 of my illustrations. He saw on my webpage, and he just texted me. He just got them in the mail, so he's happy, and so it does work.
And I have to add one more thing for those who are watching us, guys. We know that Facebook and Instagram can die, so our friend Elena Sandovici gave us this idea to ask for to enroll in our newsletter. To do that is very easy. You go to our website and you fill out your, how do you call that?
A little form.
The form. It's straightforward, an email and a name it requires. And then you will get all the news from us. We won't bother you that often as other companies. But we'll try to keep you up to date in
case all of Facebook goes down.
You never know these days.
And you say, my gosh, the only reason I have Facebook is to watch Bogdan and John.
Wouldn't that be great? Anyway, so let's go back to the slideshow and start the show. Now, the very 2 pieces we want to feature today is one is mine here on the left, A Cut Above, and John is Nebula. And this photograph, A Cut Above, that I want to show today is pretty new, and I decided to have it ready and printed for the fall biannual, and not this one, but the Rhapsody in Blue, which I featured last week, and they both got a lot of attention. So these are actually high-resolution scans of geometrical flowers. These are flowers made up of flowers, and the details of these photographs are unbelievable. You can see every single fiber of those petals in it. And I had a lot of fun creating them.
It's superb, and both of them are amazing looking. I mean, this one looks like a firework going off. And you did get a lot of attention. In fact, somebody was interested in buying both of them.
Yes, in fact, Tuesday, somebody called that they are considering both of these flowers. They ask all kinds of information and all kinds of details, and they promise to call back as soon as possible.
So how does that work? If they buy them, you still have them available?
Yes. So those are edition of 10. I don't go in too large editions because
makes them more collectible and valuable.
Yes, and where is the limited series then? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is how it's working.
So basically, you will print 10 of each of these images in whatever size.
Whatever size.
There'll only be 10.
Yes.
And then they're gone.
Absolutely. So guys, eyes on these two.
Yeah, they're lovely. I was just commenting last time, the idea that you take something that is, I would consider to be so old-fashioned to have a picture of a flower. It seems very like something my grandmother would keep. But really, these are very new and vibrant, and they look very modern. I don't know how you were able to capture that, but whenever you can show me something in a way I've never seen it before, I consider that to be the height of photographic art.
And then because we are home today and I couldn't carry those things with me here, I put the photograph just to understand the proportion. It's a 24 print, yes. And this particular one is dry mounted and floated. It's floated on a black background, and you cannot see really the difference between the background and the actual photograph. But it looks beautiful in reality, and if you guys are interested to see it up close, do come contact me and come in the studio and take a look of it. That
black is so black, it looks like velvet.
They are brilliant. It was a very hard job to put it together. I framed them myself, and both of them are dry mounted. And the tricky thing is you have to find a solution so that you won't damage the black, because once that black touches an uneven surface, it will leave a mark. And
you can't even put another piece of paper on top of it, or it'll scratch.
That was a challenge, but they are correctly framed. They look fantastic, and they are ready for collection.
Stunning. Good job.
Thank you. You want to talk about your piece this week?
Nebula. Yes, this is a piece I did a while back, I think 2019. And it's part of a series of kind of celestial things that I was trying. So it's an abstract, basically, I think it's all acrylic on canvas. It's got all my little symbols. It's got my splatters. It's got my little dots, which to me are representative of the Aboriginal art, which to me represents this idea, Aboriginal idea of the dream time. So some kind of other reality that hopefully the artwork will take you to. And then of course my sacred circle is pretty much in everything. But I really liked this one because of the movement. There's so much chaos. To me, it looked a little bit like a nebula where stars are born. And we've got an exhibition coming up that has a space theme. And so this one came up again in my kind of looking through to see what I could do for that particular exhibition. And I thought, I haven't talked about this one yet. It's this glorious mess of color and movement and energy, and it just pulsates with energy. It's a relatively small, it's a 16 by 20. I've got it here.
Perfect.
So you can get the scale of it.
It's great. I love those purple with, it's not even purple, it's purple reddish with gold. It's really brilliant.
And what I love about working in abstraction is that this works just as well.
Yeah.
Or do it that way.
It's whatever. Yes. It's whatever.
Turn it every time you need some change in your life. Flip your paintings.
It's whatever speaks to you, right?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I don't sign the front of most of my paintings.
So is this
that kind of determines which way you have to hang them.
Is this available in your studio?
It is available in the studio. It's also available online. If it's not purchased, I'll put it into that exhibition in November here at the Silver Street Studios. So I just thought I'd visit it. And also another thing to mention again, whenever you see these really, really chaotic kinds of abstracts, once you put it in a frame, it like captures it. It gives definition and it really changes the look.
I'm a fan of framing the artwork.
Yeah.
It brings things together and force your eyes to focus only on that section.
Right. I'm not saying you always need it, but in this kind of one, I really think the frame added a lot.
Now, before we're moving forward, we want to say, I hope she's still there, bună ziua to Luminița in Romania.
Luminița, bună ziua, ce faci?
Okay, moving to sharing the screen. And we want to do some announcements. You probably find out from my social media accounts that I've been reselected for the Fine Feria show in Mexico City, a show that will take place between 26th and 28th of November.
Which unfortunately happens to be Thanksgiving.
We had some plans. We had to cancel the plans. I'm sorry, Tony and Frank. We'll make
other countries don't celebrate our holidays.
Yeah. And here I put some pictures together that I found on Google about the location and the space. There's a space dedicated for all kinds of art exhibitions, art events, I should say.
Mm-hmm. It's a great spot. It's in Mexico City, and Escandona, in the Colonia Escandona.
Yes, it's pretty central. Then, as you probably remember, I'm still on the Poughkeepsie show of an era at the Art Effect at the Trolley Barn, and this picture as is also on display in my studio here in Silver Street Studios. My studio, it's 111. Come anytime and see it up close. This one, my studio, it's 20 by 30. And it's an addition. It's an additional
Mexico City. That one will be in Mexico City as well.
This is part of the series that will go to Mexico City as well.
Jumping back for a second on the Fine.
Yes.
Just, you can't say this, but I can. I entered Fine as well and was not selected. In fact, we know lots of people who signed up for the exhibition and were not selected. So congratulations, being chosen for Fine is pretty fine. It's pretty cool. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. In fact, I hoped that some of the artists that I met in Guadalajara last time to be reselected, but they weren't. So
different group of
that's
people.
unfortunate. Yeah.
And listen, we had some very kind of synchronicitous kind of luck. Bogdan has all of his paintings from Guadalajara, his photographs, kind of in storage in Guadalajara, waiting to see if he could get into the fair in Mexico City. Now that he is, they can ship them just from Guadalajara to Mexico City. And we found out last night that a friend of ours is going to be moving her art from Guadalajara to Mexico City. And she's just going to put her stuff in with ours and drive it there. So we don't even have the shipping issues anymore. So everything seems to be working out well.
All right. You have some couple of news too.
I do. Oh, yes. I probably mentioned a couple of times ago that I was honored to be named an ambassador for Read Pakistan. And so I'm not quite sure what that means yet. I'm in conversations with them now to see what that will entail. But I'm very, very delighted to be working with them. It's a marvelous group out of Pakistan who are trying to build libraries. Their goal is to build 100,000 libraries. And they are a magnificent group of people. They are spreading out to all the expat communities where Pakistanis have moved all over the world and trying to build this international organization to support reading. And I just think it's delightful, and I'm very, very honored to be working with them.
Fabulous. What can you tell me about this one?
And then we've got two big zine fests coming. Bogdan and I have been creating zines for ages. Basically, zine is short for magazine. It's kind of this underground self-publishing movement. And so they have fairs all the time. And so we have been invited to join the Zine Fest Houston, as well as the Uncle Bob's Photo Zine Market, which is actually next Saturday. Mm-hmm. And so we're very, very lucky to be able to go and show off our zines and meet the other publishers in that field, as well as the public who'll come in to purchase. So it's a way to keep a little plugged in to our zine community. We were also very lucky to have met Santiago Pani, who is a Mexican artist who is now living in the Netherlands, but he has two residency programs, one in the Netherlands, one in Mexico. And he stopped by and visited with us in the studio. And I wanted to give a shout out to Santiago and all the great work he's doing, both with both those residencies as well as with his own art. So it's nice to have met him, and hopefully we'll learn more about his programs in the future.
And guys, if you haven't started following us on YouTube, please do. It will help us a lot if you subscribe to our channel. We have a vlog going on for several months now. It's the Art Life with John and Bogdan, and it'll take you to a journey, our art journey basically, and how we do week by week, right?
Absolutely.
And this
and
one,
you know this art chat that you're watching right now, you know what episode today is?
I can't remember. 30 maybe?
Episode 30. Congratulations. 30. We've done this for 30 weeks without a stop.
That's a milestone, isn't it?
It is. Doing anything 30 times in a row is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. You do it so much and so consistent that almost forget the numbers, Yeah. The numbers were not important anymore.
No, it just feels like a part of our lives now.
Fantastic. I want to add here that I uploaded more work on my website on both the graphic parts and the photography. So if you guys haven't checked my website yet, please do. There's a lot of artworks in there. They are ready for sale. And what else? It's free shipping if you opt for that. If you want to come to the studio, you can pick up from the studio, and we can also deliver the artworks to you if you're in Houston, of course.
Or someplace we want to go.
Yes, that's right. And you worked two new pieces. One of them is going to be featured in a second, right?
Yes. I'm still working with the art project with the PRPGMX residency program in Mexico City with Michael Swank. And we're in an 8-week program where every week we report back on a particular project that we're doing. And this time I'm working on introducing kind of an illumination, an interior light in my paintings that I have been able to achieve sometimes, and then I'm just not sure I knew how to do it. Here in these two, you can see there's actually the lighter green in the middle does look as though it's kind of lit from behind. It's got this kind of glow to it. So I think I'm achieving it now. I didn't do so much in my first set. This is my second set, and I'm working on another one for tonight. But yeah, I think they turned out okay. There is this kind of glow beneath them. Bogdan pointed out they look like birch trees now. But the whole inspiration was to bring in light, not reflected light, but kind of an interior light. And I do seem to see that light in these two paintings. I think it's working.
And of course, we wanna, if this computer would work, finally, thank to everyone who is collecting art from us, who is supporting us, who believe in us, who trust us. And I wanna give a shout out and a big thank you to Lydia, who showed up the last Saturday at the Art Biannual. And she fell in love with these two pieces, and she actually wanted a custom size. She wanted two of them on 36 by 36 printed on canvas and framed. So guess what? I'm working this week on having them printed, and the frames are on the road. Hopefully they'll be here in a week. And yeah, thank you, Lydia.
These are stunning pieces. I've always loved the beauty of the colors. I mean, to me, they almost look like stained glass, but they're so urban. They happen to be Houston. They could be any city, but they just shine. They're like little bits of candy or jewelry. I just think they're magnificent.
It looks to me that they will be placed on the media room.
Oh, lovely.
And this would be a perfect aesthetic for that room.
And you also need to give a shout out to Ian and Katie.
Oh yes, who bought
one of your
photograph from
other
Miami.
Yes. So that's grand. Yeah, we had our big biennial last week, and lots of people come through. I didn't make a single sale.
That's okay. You will. I will.
I know. It's just that's the way it works. People come through. They lots of cards went out. Lots of conversations. We have these big sales, and
it's not about that. I mean, with art, you have to live for a long time. So if you want to have to make an investment, you have to think about it a little more. So that's fine. I'm sure something is going to come out of it. Even if you didn't make any sales, you met some people who have seen your art, which is very important.
Absolutely. And that's the kind of thing with art. You build these relationships with people, and they get to know you, they get to know your work. And when it speaks to them, when the time is right, they pull the trigger and buy art. And I think that's appropriate. I wouldn't want somebody to buy something they didn't love.
Let's move to the next two pieces because we're running out of time slowly. This is a mixed media, is photography and painting of mine. It's called Three Moons, and yours is Birchwood. We just talked about it, but now we're going to feature it a little more in depth. So last week, when I was getting ready for the fall biannual, I had to print some kind of Texas landscapes, and I came across several photographs I took, and I never prepared before, from Big Bend. And I printed this one, and it stayed for my table for a while. And I never paint on a photograph. I never did it. And I said, man, it feels like it needs something. And I said, I'm going to try to create some sort of moons. If I destroy it, I destroy it. If it goes well, that's great. It went well. And I think it's a remarkable piece, if you ask me. It's, let me see, this is a more close-up, and you can see the detail of the acrylic on the paper. This is cotton base paper, and it's very thick. And I think it looks brilliant.
You know, what I think is so remarkable is that as beautiful as the photograph is of the mountains there at Big Bend, to me, it's a travel shot. It's a touristic picture.
Yeah.
Until you do something like this to make it
And
completely unique, and make it look very, very different. Like
and the location is not important anymore.
Right, but the beauty of the location is still there and captured.
Right. So yes, this is one of a kind, guys. If you like it, it's already mounted, frame floated. It looks brilliant. It's a 18 by 24 altogether, and here is the actual size so that you can get the proportions right.
What a clever idea!
Yes, and it's available also via my website. You can purchase it from there, or you can get in touch with me somehow. And
so, unlike your other photographs, this is a one-off, right?
This is a one of a kind.
It's a unique piece. There'd be no more like that. This one. Birchwood, another one-off. Everything I do is a one-off.
Yes.
But so it's one of one. So yeah, this is describing these. This is on paper again, a cotton-based watercolor paper, and it is 24 by 18 inches. What I've done here is to try and create that interior illumination by putting layer upon layer upon layer, but somehow keeping that light coming from underneath. And hopefully I've been able to achieve it. I have the piece here. It has not been framed. I just finished it. So it's a good size. And with the other one in the series, something about us and red circles. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But they go well together.
Yeah.
And they're meant to complement each other, though they don't have to. But yeah, I just thought that the kind of abstract use, I've still got my splatters, I've got my sacred circle, I've got this kind of adding, particularly there's metallic gold in there. I don't know if the light can catch it just right. There it goes. So it actually has quite a lot going on in the different layers. But there is that kind of glow coming from the middle, which is what I was trying to achieve.
Very good. And this is really what we have to share with you this week.
We're going to a wedding this weekend, so that's lovely, a big family event. We haven't done that since Mom and Dad passed, so that will be good for us to get out and see family again. We've got the Zine Fests coming. We've got Open Saturday this coming Saturday, which we'll be in at the wedding. But the following Saturday, the third Saturday, is also an open day for us at Silver Street Studios. So lots of opportunities to come by and visit. If we're not there, if it's not an open day, that doesn't mean you can't come by and visit. We're here almost all the time.
Thank you guys for being with us today. We'll see you next time.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.